What are you doing here?
Oh, the lady told me to wait.
In my office. She told you to help yourself to tea while you were here?
No, she didn't.
She obviously didn't tell you what a joke was then either, I gather.
Was she supposed to?
Who are you?
Alan Turing.
Ah, Turing. A mathematician.
Correct.
However could I have guessed?
Well, you didn't. You just read it on that piece of paper.
King's College, Cambridge. Now, it says here you were a bit of a prodigy in the maths department.
I'm not sure I can evaluate that, Mr.
How old are you, Mr. Turing?
27.
And how old were you when you became a fellow at Cambridge?
24.
And how old were you when you published this paper that has a title I can barely understand?
23.
Then you don't think that qualifies you as a certified prodigy?
Well, Newton discovered binomial theorem age 22. Einstein wrote 4 papers that changed the world by the age of 26. As far as I can tell, I've barely made par.
My God, you're serious.
Would you prefer I made a joke?
Oh, I don't think you know what those are.
Hardly seems fair that that's a requirement for employment here, Mr.
Commander Denniston, Royal Navy. All right, Mr. Turing, I'll bite. Why do you wish to work for His Majesty's government?
Oh, I don't really.
Are you a bleeding pacifist?
I'm agnostic about violence.
But you do realize that 600 miles away from London, there's this nasty little chap called Hitler who wants to engulf Europe in tyranny.
And politics isn't really my area of expertise.
Really? Well, I believe you just set the record for the shortest job interview in British military history.
Oh, Mother says I can be off-putting sometimes on account of being one of the best mathematicians in the world.
In the world?
Oh, yes.
Do you know how many people I've rejected for this program?
No.
Well, that's right, because we're a top-secret program. But I'll tell you, just because we're friends, that only last week I rejected one of our great nation's top linguists. Knows German better than Bertolt Brecht.
I don't speak German.
What?
I don't speak German.
Well, how the hell are you supposed to decrypt German communications if you don't, I don't know, speak German?
Well, I'm really quite excellent at crossword puzzles.
Margaret!
The German codes are a puzzle, a game, just like any other game.
Margaret!
I'm really very good at games, puzzles, and this is the most difficult puzzle in the world.
Margaret! For the love of God. This is a joke, obviously.
I'm afraid I don't know what those are, Commander Denniston.
Have a pleasant trip back to Cambridge, Professor.
Enigma.
You called for me?
That's what you're doing here, the top secret program at Bletchley. You're trying to break the German Enigma machine.
What makes you think that?
It's the greatest encryption device in history, and the Germans use it for all major communications. If the Allies broke Enigma, well, it would turn into a very short war indeed. Of course, that's what you're working on. But you also haven't got anywhere with it. If you had, you wouldn't be hiring cryptographers out of university. You need me a lot more than I need you. I like solving problems, Commander. And Enigma is the most difficult problem in the world.
No, Enigma isn't difficult, it's impossible. The Americans, the Russians, the French, the Germans, everyone thinks Enigma is unbreakable.
Good. Let me try, and we'll know for sure, won't we?
Welcome to Enigma. The details of every surprise attack, every secret convoy, and every U-boat in the bloody Atlantic go into that thing, and out comes gibberish.
It's beautiful.
It's the crooked hand of death itself. Our wrens intercept thousands of radio messages a day. And to the lovely young ladies of the Women's Royal Navy, they're nonsense. It's only when you feed them back into Enigma that they make any sense.
But we have an Enigma machine.
Yes, Polish intelligence smuggled it out of Berlin.
So what's the problem? Just put the intercepted messages back into the Enigma and you'll get
It's
the
not
original.
that simple, is it? Just having an Enigma machine doesn't help you to decode the messages.
Very good, Mr. Turing. To decode a message, you need to know the machine's settings. Now, the Germans switch settings every day promptly at midnight. We usually intercept our first message around 6 a.m., which gives you exactly 18 hours every day to crack the code before it changes and you start again.
Vibrators. 10 plug board cables. That's
1 million.
1,000 million.
No, no, I've got it. It's million.
Yeah, it's in the millions, obviously.
it's over 150 million possible settings.
Very good.
159, if you want to be exact about it. 159, with 18 zeros behind it. Possibilities. Every single day.
Gentlemen, meet Hugh Alexander. I personally selected him to run this unit.
Didn't you...
Mr. Alexander won Britain's national chess championship.
Twice.
You're not the only one who's good at games around here, Turing.
Are we to work together then? I prefer to have my own office.
You're a team, and you will work as one.
I don't have time to explain myself as I go along, and I'm afraid these men would only slow me down.
If you can't play together, then I'm afraid we can't let you play at all.
This is Stuart Mingus, MI6.
There are only 5 divisions of military intelligence. There is no MI6.
Exactly. That's the spirit. Mr. Turing, do you know how many British servicemen have died because of Enigma?
No, I don't.
3. While we've been having this conversation. Oh, look, there's another. I rather hope he didn't have a family. This war Commander Deniston's been going on about. We're not winning it. Break the code, at least we have a chance. Shall we leave the children alone with their new toy?
All right, gentlemen. Let's play.
The game was quite a simple one. Every single German message, every surprise attack, every bombing run, every imminent U-boat assault. They were all floating through the air. Radio signals that, well, any schoolboy with an AN kit could intercept. The trick was that they were encrypted. Uh, 159 million possible Enigma settings. All we had to do was try each one. But if we had 10 men checking one setting a minute for 24 hours every day and 7 days every week, how many days do you think it would take to check each of the settings? Well, it's not days, it's years. It's 20 million years. To stop a coming attack, we would have to check 20 million years worth of settings in 20 minutes.
The boys, we're going to get some lunch. Alan?
Yes?
I said we're going to get some lunch. Alan,
Yes?
can you hear me?
Yes.
I said we're off to get some lunch. This is starting to get a little bit repetitive.
What is?
I had asked if you wanted to come to lunch with us.
No, you didn't. You said you were going to get some lunch.
Have I offended you in some way?
Why would you think that?
Would you like to come to lunch with us?
What time's lunchtime?
Christ, Alan, it's a bleeding sandwich.
What is?
Lunch.
Oh, I don't like sandwiches.
Never mind.
You know, to pull off this irascible genius routine, one actually has to be a genius, Alan. And yet we're the ones making progress here, aren't we?
Well, you are.
Yes, we are. We have decrypted a number of German messages by analyzing the frequency of letter distribution.
Oh, even a broken clock is right twice a day. That's not progress, that's just blind luck. I'm designing a machine that will allow us to break every message, every day, instantly.
Who's hungry? Let's go.
I'm hungry.
What?
Peter asked who was hungry. Can I have some soup, please?
Unacceptable. If you wish to discuss the complaint, I suggest to make a proper appointment.
Alexander. Complaint? No. Hugh Alexander has denied my requisition for parts and equipment that I need to build the machine I've designed.
Your fellow code breakers are refusing to work with you, or they've filed a formal
It is
complaint.
inspired by an old Polish code machine, only this one is infinitely more advanced.
If you don't respond to the complaint, I shall have to take it up with the Home Office. Put those files by my desk.
Fine, my response is they're all idiots. Fire them and use the savings to fund my machine. I only need about £100,000.
100,000? Why are you building a machine?
It's highly technical. You wouldn't understand.
I suggest you make the effort to try.
Enigma is an extremely well-designed machine. Our problem is that we're only using men to try to beat it. Now, what if only a machine can defeat another machine?
Well, that's not very technical. Hugh Alexander is in charge of your unit. He said no, and that is that.
I simply don't have time for this.
Have you ever won a war, Turing? I have. Do you know how it's done? Order, discipline, chain of command. You're not at university any longer. You are a very small cog in a very large system, and you will do as your commanding officer instructs.
Churchill's put Alan in charge.
This is a terrible idea.
No.
So I can give these men orders now?
I hate to say it, but yes.
Excellent. Keith and Charles are both fired.
Excuse me.
What? You're mediocre linguists and positively poor code breakers.
Alan, you can't just fire Keith and Charles.
Well, he just said I could.
No, I did no such thing.
But Churchill did.
Go to hell.
Well, this is inhuman. Even for you.
We're short on staff.
Well, we get more staff then.
And how do you propose to do that?
So who are they?
All sorts, really. A teacher, an engineer, a handful of students.
And you think they're qualified for Bletchley because they're good at crossword puzzles?
Well, they say they're good, and now we shall find out, won't we? In order to aid your efforts, there is to the right of you a green scratch card book. You are to make notes in that. Gentlemen, you have 6 minutes in which to complete the puzzle, at which point I will...
Pardon, Mum, this room's restricted.
Apologies for my tardiness. The bus caught a flat tire.
may I continue, please? Thank you.
You're not allowed in here, Mum.
Oh, but I'm only a few minutes late and...
The secretaries are to head upstairs. This room's for the candidates.
May I get on with this now, please?
I am a candidate.
For what position?
The letter didn't say precisely.
Yes, those secretaries are to head upstairs.
It did say that it was top secret.
What is going on?
I solved a crossword puzzle in the newspaper, and I got this letter saying that I was a candidate for some sort of mysterious job. My name's Joan Clark.
Miss, did you really solve this puzzle yourself?
What makes you think I couldn't solve the puzzle myself? I'm really very
Mum,
good at...
I'll have to ask you to...
Miss Clark, I find tardiness under any circumstance unacceptable. Take a seat so that we may continue. Now, as I was saying, you have 6 minutes to complete the task in front of you. Gentleman and lady, begin. Five minutes and 34 seconds.
You said to do it in under 6.
Congratulations. My warmest welcome to His Majesty's service. If you speak a word of what I'm about to show you, you will be executed for high treason. You will lie to your friends, your family, and everyone you meet about what it is you really do.
And what is it that we're really doing?
We're going to break an unbreakable Nazi code and win the war. Back through the safety. Careful, will you? It's not a toy.
Funny. Looks like a toy. Bloody great £100,000 one. Your new minions arrived.
Jack, good.
Where's Miss Clark?
Lovely, isn't he?
Just happened.
Midnight. All the work we've done today is useless. Oh, but don't worry. We have a few hours before tomorrow's messages start flooding in. And we start all over again.
From scratch.
I'm so sick of this. 4 hours rewiring his plug board matrix, 3 hours yesterday on rotor positions.
Don't go over there.
Look, John.
No.
If this job wasn't already impossible before, it bloody well is now.
You don't.
Damn you and your useless machine.
My machine is how we are going to win.
Really?
Is that your team?
Yes.
Should we say hello? No. Hello?
I told you not to do that.
Alan?
Hugh, hello.
Didn't know you drank.
Doesn't really. He just sort of sips at the foam.
Well, I'll let you into a little secret, Miss...
Clark.
Miss Clark.
Please.
Foam's my favourite part, too.
Is it really?
Come and join us for a drink.
We'll be there in a moment.
Miss Clark. What are those?
Apples.
No.
Oh, they really are. Well, Miss Clark Joan, actually, said that it would be nice if I was to bring you all something. So here we are.
Thank you.
I like apples.
My best to Miss Clark.
There are two people in a wood, and they run into a bear. The first person gets down on his knees to pray. The second person starts lacing up his boots. The first person asks the second person, "My dear friend, what are you doing? You can't outrun a bear." To which the second person responds, "I don't have to. I only have to outrun you." I'll be with Christopher if anyone needs me.
But Euler's theorem gives you that immediately.
Yeah. Look at this. If you run the wires across the plug board matrix diagonally, it will eliminate rotor positions 500 times faster.
That's actually not an entirely terrible idea.
I think that was Alan for thank you.
That's my sandwich.
You don't like sandwiches?
You nervous?
It should work out today's Enigma settings.
How long? If you fire Alan, well, then you'll have to fire me, too.
What on earth are you saying?
Trust me when I tell you there is no one who would rather say this less than I do, but he's right. Alan is right. His machine can work, and it's probably the best chance that we've got.
God, it's beyond belief.
If you fire them, you'll have to fire me too.
And me.
We're the best cryptographic minds in Britain. Are you going to fire us all?
I want you to stay because I like you. I like talking to you.
I like talking to you too, Alan.
What if he only has to search through ones that produce words we already know will be in the message? Repeated words, predictable words. Exactly.
Look, like this one. 0600 hours, weather today is clear, rain in the evening, Heil Hitler.
Oh, that's it. Exactly. They send a weather report every day at 6 a.m. So that's 3 words we know will be in every 6 a.m. message.
Weather, obviously, and Heil bloody Hitler.
Heil bloody Hitler.
Here's the 6 o'clock message from this morning.
Hugh, the right-hand letter wheel, set them to...
Yes, I know. Weather and Hitler.
Peter John,
Yes.
run voltages through those letters through the back scramblers.
Okay, so we'll use the loops.
Yes, Joan, what was the last 6 a.m. message?
L.
L.
Let's go there.
H.
H.
W.
W.
A. Q.
Ready?
Done.
Oh, my God. What happened?
Did it work?
Alan?
Alan!
I need a new message. The latest intercept.
O. T.
Ready?
Yes.
M.
M.
Y.
Y.
M.
M.
S.
S.
A.
A.
I.
I.
C.
C.
T.
T.
R.
R.
I.
I.
S.
S.
O.
O.
A.
A.
Y.
Y.
R.
R.
I.
I.
Okay, Miss Jaguar, East Aufpunkt is directed to 53 degrees 24 minutes north and Aufpunkt 1 degree west. Heil Hitler.
Turns out that's the only German you need to know to break Enigma.
Yes!
Y. I. T. R. O. T. A. H. Q.
R.
My God, you did it. You just defeated Nazism with a crossword puzzle.
There are 5 people in the world who know the position of every ship in the Atlantic. They are all in this room.
Oh, good God.
Oh, I don't think even he has the power that we do right now.
No. There's going to be an attack on a British passenger convoy. Right there.
God, you're right. Well, those U-boats are only 20, 30 minutes away.
Civilians. Hundreds of them. We can save their lives.
I'll phone Deniston's office so that he can alert the Admiralty.